Hello everyone, Silent K here, and in today's video we'll be looking at all the real world locations from episode 5 of Yuru Camp. I'm going to try to do all of them because the Out Club only has a couple scenes at the very end, so there's not much reason to split it into 2 videos. There are a couple scenes I know I'm going to take some time on, so I'm going to try to get through the basic scenes quickly. So let's get started. Last time Lin was at the little cafe here and waving to the live camera here. And episode 5 picks up not far from there. She's taking the road out and around to takabotchiyama. And I believe the first scene is somewhere around here. Oh, a little bit off, but close enough. Like right about there. You got this wooden fence on the one side and the rope fence on the other. And the second scene is still close by. Actually, I think that's exactly it. A little turn sign there, rope fences on both sides. Perfect. Alright, and the next shot with the temperature gauge seems to be a composite. The rope fence along the right hand side is very common in this area of Kitagamine Highlands, but once you get into the city down there where she has to cut through, all those fences kind of stop. And the telephone poles on the left, there are obviously no telephone poles anywhere up here because we're up in the mountains, and the road markings are completely wrong. None of these roads have a 2-lane solid white line road. In the city there might be one, but obviously it's in the country, so it does seem to be a composite. And after that we have the sign for the entrance to Takabocchi Park, which I could not find that exact sign. I did find a similar sign, and there's really only one road that leads up to Takabotchiyama Peak, but it does split off into a couple smaller roads. But only one of those smaller roads had a park entrance, so let me try to find that real quick. Alright, this appears to be it. Yes. So this is clearly a park entrance with a very beat up sign. Yatsugatake. The bottom part of the sign is wrong. And there's clearly no building around here. But you never know, they might have spruced it up after the Street View car came through here. But yeah, from here the road kind of branches into a couple different back roads, but they all merge into one lane up to Takabotchiyama Peak. So I did check everywhere, and that seems to be the only similar shot. And then there's a bunch of shots of her riding up here. I'm not going to try to match these one for one. We got the little wooden gate on the right. You can also see the two-tone road. They match that in the shots. Here we go. This is a more and then coming into view, we have the towers. And yeah, there's like 3 shots along that road. And then Lin parks her bike somewhere around here. She's inside the fence looking out. And then she takes a little stroll to check out the pasture. And there is a 360 photo in here, which is pretty neat. We got the fence going all the way down, the towers, and they do keep cows out here during the summertime, which is why Ben was talking about them. And down there you can see the little house. We haven't gotten that far yet, but no point coming back to this shot later. And from there, She goes past the reception area for the campsite and heads to the onsen. And the next shot, somewhere around here, the 6-kilometer sign. Oh, a little broken there. And then I had to find an onsen that is actually shut down, so it's not in Google Maps anymore. You can actually see it peeking through the trees somewhere over here. I think that's it. Let me see. Ah, yes. And this should be the sign. The sign itself looks completely different, but we even got the pole with the little yellow and black lines here. So this is definitely the right spot. Unfortunately, this is as close as we can get with Street View. You can just see it peeking over the top. So just like Lin, no onsen for us. And then we go back to the reception area. The reception building on the left. You can barely see it in the middle there, the compass type thingy. You can actually see it in the satellite photo. A bunch of people tried to take 360 shots of this. Most of them failed. So we'll try to find the one guy that took a good picture of it. Oh, I think this is it actually. It's a little bit broken, but the other shots are very worse. Very worse. Just for funsies. This guy took a picture standing on it. A reception building, towers, and what should be the compass, but nope. Another guy that took it very, very close to standing on it. Not quite though. Beautiful scenery. Not so beautiful compass. Alright, enough of that. I don't think you can get a better shot of the reception building. There's just a street view as you go by it. Alright. At this point, Lean takes a stroll up to the summit, but we're going to save that for last. After she checks out the summit during the day, she comes to check out this little building. You can't really see it from street view. It's like behind the trees. We did see it a little bit from the towers, but there was another 360 shot around here somewhere. Yeah, this one. Once it loads. Come on, Google. There we go. Little tiny shack. Another look at the pastures. Lovely. Alright. And then after that, she does go back to the summit to take the picture at night. So we will check out the summit now. Should be able to see the sign. Barely. Maybe you can see it better in the video. I can't really see it in the headset. That's to the summit of Takabotchiyama. And the little path leading up And then we come all this way to a nice little viewing area. And there are plenty of 360 photos up here. We'll check it out in Google Earth first. That is the city of Suwa, and that is Lake Suwa running down the middle of it. You can see all these in the photo that Ring takes at the end. You got Mount Fuji in the background. We can set it to nighttime too, but no city lights in Google Earth. Alright, check out these 360 photos. Not bad. A little foggy today. Oh, there we go. Come on, Google Earth. Load. Thank you. A little nicer. Still can't really see Fuji though. They also had their orientation set wrong. It's got a little glider. Nice. I thought there was one that you could see Fuji in. Nope, that's a little signpost at the peak. Alright, and that's it for Dean's trip. Goodbye, takabotchiyama. Now we're off to Tadakashi Onsen. Alright, so last we left the Out Club, they were at the onsen, and then they traveled down here to Eastwood Campgrounds, which in reality is Pinewood Campgrounds, and they cut through some spoopy woods. I'm not going to try to find the exact scene, but it was somewhere along here. One of the darker stretches. Yeah, like right around here or so. It was actually a straight section, but you get the idea. Something like that. And then, this is the best part. Yep. That crappy ass sign really does exist. Not only that, I was looking up photos and there's actually multiple versions of the sign, so it's like some sort of tradition, I guess, to have like a really crappy sign out here. Unfortunately, there's no street view available and no 360 photos available either, so we cannot get inside the campgrounds. You can see the main path and the greenhouses are in some screenshots. So I really hate to do this because it's supposed to be a VR tour, but there are some cool things inside this campground, so I'm going to put up some 2D photos. I know, it sucks, but it's the best I can do. So first up we have the actual Pinewood Entrance sign, instead of the crappy one. And on the right hand side of this one, you want to pay attention to this little white box thingy. That shows up later. And then we have the semi-permanent manager's camp. That actually does exist, and it changes quite often. You can go look up various photos of it. Just pay no attention to the assault rifle. And the airplane shown in the scene, that's there. And of course we have the Out Club's campsite, with the greenhouses visible, and the city of Yamanashi in the background. And next, Nadeshiko goes on her little trip to take a picture of the city. In the first shot, you can see those boxes that I pointed out in the other picture, this time from the other side. And then from there, we can actually follow her footsteps in some actual VR shots. So if you punch this route into Google Maps, it will tell you to cross through this dirt path here, but Nadeshiko goes around the long way. And this is a semi-composite, but it is based on this exact position. Alright, perfect. We got the little stone wall on the left, the signs, the path curving off to the right. This shot is pretty much 1-for-1, but when we turn around, you can see they obviously took some liberties with this side. For one thing, the ground curving way here has a fence leading all the way up to it instead of ending way back there. And for another thing, you can see the city through the road over here, which obviously is invisible from the front. But, you know, it's artistic. Makes for a good shot. And then she travels down the road here, which, might I add, huge missed opportunity for a go-kart ride. And the next shot should be right around here, facing this way. Alright, so a little bit further back. Right about there. You can see it. Whoa. You can see the buildings on the left. All the stuff on the right isn't there, so either it's new or they just removed it for artistic reasons. And then they street viewed this whole area, so we should be able to get the shot. This is the tree, and you can see some lights in the back during the night shot. I'm trying not to spoil what's behind me. Alright, so that's about as good as you can get. That's a little better. And then, of course, we have the city view. Once again, nighttime. Without the lights, of course. But we don't have to settle for a crappy Google Earth night shot. There is actually a night shot in the 360 photos somewhere. That's not it, but I will find it before we end this video. This is really horrible resolution. You can see the tower in some of the shots. Alright, there we go. Not bad. Alright, well that just about does it for episode 5. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Please tune in again next time.